Well, spoiler alert, Iran is definitely going to continue to attack tankers in the Red Sea. As long as this regime is in control, that's how they're going to respond. Which is why this next story came to me from Zero Hedge. Tyler Durden, my favorite author's pseudonym, over there says 7 pipeline projects that could break Iran's grip on Hormuz checkpoint. It's a question a lot of us have asked. I know that there's logistics and stuff that prevent such things from happening. But Glenn Beck, yesterday I believe it was, had said, projects like these, projects that could change the game, change the necessity of using the Strait of Hormuz. Those types of projects never work during peacetime. Everybody's always like, it ain't broke. There's no need to fix it. That's a lot of money to spend. That's a lot of effort. Is it really worth it? But when you're in situations like we're in today, I'm not going to call blessing in disguise or anything like that. But I will say that, hey, at least it seems as if people are starting to take this seriously. Brent crude futures topped $100 a barrel as disruptions at the Strait of Hormuz spread to Bab el-Mandeb in the southern Red Sea. Combined with intensifying Black Sea fighting between Russia and Ukraine, the widening Chokepoint crisis has put the energy complex and broader global commodities market on edge. And this is according to UBS analyst Claudio Martucci, who wrote in a note that the curve on Brent and WTI is getting, again, very steep, backward dated compared to when the diplomatic route to solve the Middle East conflict was on the table and seemed to be making progress. Of course, now it seems as if there is no diplomatic route. Marco Rubio said yesterday that it's not that Iran doesn't want to talk, it's that every time they talk, they talk and talk and talk, they cut a deal, and then they either break the deal or they come back and demand more. They just can't just take a deal as it is. I mean, everybody was saying that last deal, the memorandum of understanding, the complaint wasn't that, oh my gosh, this is a horrible deal. Everybody was saying, no, this is a terrible deal for us. This is great for Iran. They'd be crazy. They'd have to be like just total warmongering, Islamic extremist, prophecy buff crazies to pass on this. $300 billion of free money. Hello? But of course, they are just radical, Islamic crazies who believe in the 12th Imam, who think that in order to bring forth their paradise, that they've got to destroy America. Whatever. You can see on the screen the Brent crude futures. It was up, and then back down. Hey, we got the memorandum of understanding. Seems like there's a diplomatic route. We might be able to make this. And then, boom, right back up over $100. The reemergence of chokepoint chaos in the Strait of Hormuz is now spreading to Bab el-Mandeb, has provided Gulf states with a critical reminder of the risks associated with maritime export routes. This disruption is accelerating efforts to bypass vulnerable choke points and spurring a major infrastructure boom. Again, as Glenn Beck rightly noted, when there's no need, people frown upon the idea of creating more infrastructure, but by golly, all it takes is one disaster, one choke point with drones and missiles raining down on ships to get people to think, maybe we should find an alternate route. At least 7 major pipeline projects are under construction, being planned or under discussion, according to the Associated Press. And you can see, I don't know what this map is telling us, other than there's a lot of lines, a lot of ways to connect. Riveting journalism there, I know. Saudi Arabia's east-west pipeline already provides the region's most important alternative, carrying crude from Abdaik to Yanbu in the Red Sea. Let's go back up to the map. That would be this one right here. Okay? You see that yellow line? From Anbayuk, so in other words, bypassing the Strait of Hormuz, cutting straight over to the Red Sea. I say straight over as if it's short. That's definitely not short, but again, when considering you got a choke point right there at the strait, it sure seems nice to just cut over to the Red Sea and then go down, and then you have to contend with Yemen, but whatever. The UAE has also increased oil shipments to Fujairah on the Gulf of Oman, bypassing Hormuz. Together, the Fajr route and Saudi Arabia's east-west pipeline had between 3.5 million and 5.5 million barrels a day of spare capacity before the war, according to the EIA. Both pipelines are now operating near capacity because they need to. Even Dubai's state-owned ports and logistics giant DP World is planning to bypass the critical waterway with a new container port on the UAE's east coast in Fajr. No need to go to the map. You can probably picture that. The UAE has planned to expand Fajr's export capacity, and more recently, the U.S. is backing talks to revive an oil pipeline from Iraq to Syria's Mediterranean coast. This would create yet another export route that would entirely bypass the Hormuz checkpoint, in turn erode Tehran's leverage over shipping traffic. Yeah, good stuff there from Zero Hedge. Even if, I think even if the peace breaks out tomorrow, they can't stop, they can't slow this down, they can't give up, they can't just wait for the next time Iran goes obtuse. It's going to happen. As long as this regime is in power, it's going to happen. And at this point, I can't imagine there being any form of regime change, not from the United States, not from the people of Iran, because if it was going to happen, you'd think it would have happened already.
It will shock you how much it never happened.